All right, let's go. Another beautiful Saturday here in San Diego. All right, yep, levels are good, levels are good, levels are good. All right, let's get it going. Okay, got a lot to talk about today, so let's jump right into it. Welcome to Financial Freedom Hour with Louis Bland, live every Saturday, 1 to 2 p.m. Pacific time here on The Answer in San Diego. Let me turn it up just a little bit. There we go. Ooh. Oh. All right, yeah, so we are live everywhere. Okay, we are live everywhere, live here on TikTok, live on Instagram, live on YouTube. I think we're live on LinkedIn finally. So let's go. All right, man. Let's jump right into our shout outs. Shout out to our business spotlight moms off the couch, helping moms and women step into their power and purpose. Big thanks to our partners, Restore Funding, helping entrepreneurs access fast capital. I've done some business with them, and I've been sending a lot of, well, not a lot, a few people over there to them. The owner, Xavier, he'll definitely take care of you. Just mention Lewis or King Credit Services if you want some business credit. That's actually what we're going to be talking about today. Simply Match, all right? Your plug for lender matches. Okay, so Simply Match is very, very unique because they partner you with a cosigner. Okay, so if you can't get approved for a house, car, apartment, mortgage, or something like that, Simply Match is there to help you out. So Simply Match, that's Simply Match with an I, SIMPLI match.com. Simply Match with an I. Lastly, Millennial Staffing Services, proud sponsor. Okay, proud sponsor. Millennial Staffing Services provides college educated virtual assistants. All right, and they've actually been helping people get a lot of AI based assistants too. So college virtual assistants. Virtual assistants are really really useful in today's world. We no longer only have to get talent here in the U.S. We can get talent, global. Okay, so if you're looking for a virtual assistant, you need some more employees, hit up Millennial Staffing Services. Okay, today's show is all for aspiring business owners and side hustlers who are tired of being denied. Okay, we're going deep into how to turn bad credit into business credit. And the truth is, it's not just about your score, it's about strategy. My people over there on TikTok, what's going on? Yeah, we are live. We are live. All right, live on the radio too. Okay, live on the radio too. And actually, let me see if this is up right now. If you want to call in, all right, you can reach out 1-888-344-1170. 1-888-344-1170. All right, got that right. Got that memorized now. Finally got that memorized. Okay. All right, let's jump into it. Okay, let's jump into it. Segment 1. Why fixing personal credit is the first step to business credit. This is a continuous, ongoing question that I get personally. We get flooded with a bunch of DMs. You guys, I go live twice a day, 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Pacific time. We get flooded with a lot of DMs asking, so it might seem like there's a lot of repetitive stuff, but there's a lot of new entrepreneurs. There's a lot of new people going to business. There's a lot of people turn 18 every single day, right? There's a lot of new businesses open up every single day. So that's why we kind of continuously have to keep going over these topics, okay, because they're requested and they're needed. All right, so segment 1, why fixing personal credit is the first step to business credit. All right, your personal credit does matter for business funding. All right, let me say that one more time. Your personal credit does matter for business funding. There is a weird phenomenon going on right now on social media when it comes to this topic. So, if you've been following me, been listening to the show, to the podcast, I like to try to take complex ideas and try to break them down so they're easily digestible. Okay, but there's a phenomenon going on for some reason. These, influencers or whatever you want to call them, they're making it seem like you can start a business on Monday, you can have terrible credit, and you can just go into the bank with no revenue, no docs or nothing like that, and you have a 500 credit score, and you're going to get $1 million in funding, you guys. So a lot of it's clickbait. Okay, so we're going to tackle that. We're going to debunk a lot of that stuff today. We're going to tackle that today. I'm just going to try to help you guys out and just try to show you the right way to do it. Okay, because is it possible to start a new business and get some business credit same week? Of course. Okay, but you're going to need that personal credit. All right. So again, your personal credit does matter for business funding. When I talk about funding, I'm talking about mainly business credit, but we can go into actual loans and stuff like that from the actual bank. All right, lenders almost always check your personal score in early stages. So if you just started your business, all right, last week, okay, why would a lender, why would Chase, why would Citibank, why would Bank of America just say, "Oh, hey, new business owner with no track record and no no revenue or no proof of concept, no business plan. Here's $100,000." That does not happen. Okay, it does not happen. All right, so what do they have to go off of? If your business is brand new, you don't have any revenue, you don't have any, any financials to show. Okay, they have to go by your personal credit. So when they say PG, personal guarantee, all right, PG, personal guarantee. Okay, so it's gonna be based off your personal credit, all right, and not just your score. Just because you have a 750, 720, 700 score does not mean you're gonna get approved. Okay, it's all about that profile. All right, even with the EIN, your social security number is required unless your business is highly established. So I really think it's laughable when I see this stuff on social media. If your business if you have, 3 years tax returns, steady flow of revenue, yeah, now you're in business. Now we can work, okay? Especially if you're trying to get funding. If you already have a business bank account with that bank, so they can see your financials and everything. Of course, now we're in business. All right. 3 personal credit issues that block business funding. Okay, these are the most common ones that I see. Um, yeah, so it's going to be maxed out cards or high utilization. So your card don't even have to be maxed out, right? If it's over, um, you know, over 30%, 40% for consecutive months, okay, that's what they're looking at. So they look at your activity. They're going to go in and look at your activity and stuff. So if they're able to access all that and they can see that, January your utilization was at 38%. February was at 45%. March was at 55%. Right, it's continuously going up. That's going to get you auto denied. All right, maxed out cards or high utilization. So I know a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners. Their personal side is maxed out, so they're trying to get approved for some business funding so they can eventually pay off their personal credit stuff, or pay off the stuff on their personal side, which is okay. But that's not how it works. You have to get that utilization down first before you even have a chance. All right, before you even have a chance. And yeah, you guys can still ask questions over here on TikTok, over here on Instagram, and over here on YouTube, LinkedIn. You guys can still ask questions. Actually, let me check real quick. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, got a viewer on LinkedIn. Hey, what's going on? All right, let's go. All right, so maxed out credit cards or high utilization, instant denied. All right, derogatory accounts. This is should be common sense. All right, if you got a whole bunch of collections, charge offs, late payments, bankruptcies, evictions, repossessions, or something like that, you're going to get instantly denied. All right, instantly denied. What a collection says, or a charge off says, or a late payment says about you, all right, it pretty much says that you're irresponsible. All right, it says that you're irresponsible and you were not prepared. You're not prepared or ready at this point of time to actually, get business credit. Okay. Hold on. Got a question over here. How do you use credit to make income? Like your personal credit? Well, having good personal credit is just the baseline, right? So having a good personal credit, that's going to get you in the door to get approved for whatever you want, right? So you get those credit cards and then you can leverage that to go do whatever you want. All right. So we can dive deeper into that, but I want to get through this first segment first. All right. That's a good question. All right. Lastly, yeah, recent lates. Okay. Yeah. Collections, charge off, recent lates. You guys, if you had a recent late payment within the last year, don't even attempt to don't even attempt, all right, to apply for some business credit because you're going to get instantly denied. It's honestly a waste of time. All right, so your best bet is trying to get that late payment off. We can cover that here in a little bit. But if you're having trouble, with your credit, you don't know what to do, you don't know where to turn to, you can always come over here to King Credit Services. You can kingcreditservices.com. You can reach out there. You can always shoot me a DM wherever you're watching at, or you can shoot us a text, right, from our people listening live. You can reach out at 844-689-0199. All right, and also honorable mention, thin credit history, all right, or a thin credit profile. Okay, a lender wants to see you have experience. Okay, he looks at your credit report, or she looks at your credit report, and you got 2 open accounts. That's not good enough. All right, or you only have 6 months of average credit age. That's not good enough. Okay, so we have to add, we can easily add age, right? We can find violations and sue for these collections, sue for these charge-offs. All right, so we can actually fix that personal credit 100% legal. Okay, add some easy accounts and get you ready for that business funding. Okay, all right. How to fix it using hybrid dispute methods. So first step is always getting your credit report, and we want to identify and dispute inaccuracies. Okay, we want to dispute ownership. We want to dispute accuracy, not ownership. All right, accuracy, not ownership. It can be your collection, it can be your charge off, it can be your derogatory account. That's okay. All right, but it still has to be reported 100% accurately, and that's where we get them. Okay, so derogatory accounts, we went over those already. Collections, charge offs, So step 2, leverage legal violations. We're doing this when you go to violation route. All right, FCRA. We've covered this a few times. All right, FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act. All right, Fair Credit Reporting Act. The Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, LexisNexis, CoreLogic, right? These secondary credit reporting agencies, they also have to, follow the FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act. Okay, and now when we're talking about collections or debt collectors, right? They're calling you, texting you, emailing you all through the night, calling your job and all that stuff. All that stuff is also violations. All right, and they have to follow the FDCPA. All right, FDCPA, which is the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. All right, FDCPA. Okay, so we got the FCRA and FDCPA. All right, step 3. All right, as we're finding violations, as we're suing, as we're getting these negative accounts off, we need to be adding positive accounts to your profile too. Okay, so a lot of people aren't going to be able to get approved for the Amexes and the, some of those good, good cards, right? So sometimes we have to get us a little secured card with our credit union, secured card with our bank. That secure card eventually is going to upgrade to an unsecured card. All right. Okay. That secured card eventually is going to upgrade to an unsecured card. All right. We can also add age with authorized users. All right. And I know a lot of people just call them trade lines, but that's not the correct term. I kind of just go along with it because, you don't want to just be correcting people because sometimes they take that the wrong way. So people can confuse trade lines with authorized users, right? So an authorized user is when you get added to someone's account, right? You're piggybacking off of them. Okay, when you get added to someone's account, right, you get the age, you get that credit limit, okay, to report onto your credit report. All right, but be careful with Amex. All right, Amex does not backdate. Okay, Amex does not backdate. And then some easy credit builder loans, credit builders or starter accounts, I like to call them. Wherever you're watching at, you can go to my link tree. Okay, you can go to my link tree and click starter accounts and credit builders. All right, so free Google Doc. It gets downloaded 40 to 50 times per day. All right, people are loving it. I've had that up for free for a long time, a couple years now. If you're listening live, you can text the word starter. You can text the word starter to 844-689-0199. All right, so quick little mini story. This one was recent. I can't for privacy, I can't tell people's names, so I just say client. All right, client had a 552 with about 3 or 4 charge offs. After finding violations, okay, and we didn't even have to sue. We just sent a demand letter with the court complaint. And then we got those removed. We didn't get compensation for this client, but we ended up getting those accounts removed anyway though. So after deleting them, her score hit a 643 in about 55 days, 60 days or something like that. So within 2 months, then we got her a little bit of business credit. Okay, when I say little, 15K, that's cool. All right. So within 6 months, your whole outlook, your whole personal credit, your business credit, everything can change in about 60 days. So if you're looking to get started, wherever you're watching at, shoot me a DM. If you're listening live, again, shoot me a text, 844-689-0199. All right, so a couple questions that we get a lot every time I'm talking about business credit. What's the lowest score you've seen still qualify for business funding? All right, I'm gonna answer it truthfully, but I don't want I don't want you to think that you're going to get approved, with this type of score. So, Amex, I think it was an Amex Blue Cash. We had a client get approved. They were around like a 660, but their profile was really, really good. They had a lot of years, average credit age, and they had a lot of open accounts. Their score was at 660 just because their utilization was a little high. I think it was around like 28, 30% or something like that. So if they were to pay that utilization down, they would have been over that 680 minimum limit. So that's why she still got approved. Do you have to pay off collections to improve your credit? 9 times out of 10, paying a collection is not going to do anything for you. Okay, 9 times out of 10, paying a collection is not going to do anything for you. All right, it's just going to say pay collection. You're still going to have to go in there and get that collection deleted. All right, now I say 9 out of 10 because there are some special circumstances. Okay, some lenders, okay, especially mortgage lenders, all right, some of them will tell you, hey, all you have to do is pay this, $200 collection, pay this $500 collection, pay this $800 collection, right? And once we see that it's paid, we can go ahead and get you approved for this mortgage loan. Happens all the time. Okay, so that's why I said sometimes. And the other one is, if you do what we call a pay for delete, all right, a PFD, a pay for delete. Now, it's not as common as it used to be. Okay, it's not as common as it used to be, but yeah, a pay for delete. Okay, that's when you're going to pay a certain amount of money to get that collection removed. All right, and if you're going to attempt to pay for delete, okay, you want to do 10% of the alleged debt, and then work your way up. So, let's say you owe $1,000. All right, you owe $1,000 to Midland. All right, that's like a really, really big collection agency or portfolio or something. All right, you're going to offer them you're going to offer them $100. That's 10% of 1,000. Okay. Now, a couple of things are going to happen. They're either going to accept it. That's a win, right? You get that in writing, okay? Or they can email that over to you, and then you send the money, okay? Pay them, and they delete the account. Great. They are going to negotiate. So let's say you offer $100, and they say, hey, we can't do nothing less than $250. Hey, you can keep arguing back, but for me, that's still a win. Okay, because it's $250 to get approved for this mortgage. Remember, that's what the opportunity costs. Okay, so pay that little money, get that collection removed, and we can move on. All right. The third thing they're going to do is the third thing that can happen is they might not respond. Okay, they might not respond. So if they don't respond, wait 30 days. We're going to send another one. Right? Then we're sending this one certified mail. Okay, we're sending this one certified mail. So, yeah, do you have to pay off collections to improve your credit? Can I fix my credit and build business credit at the same time? Yes, you can. So you can build your Equifax, your Experian business credit. You can build your Paydex and all that while you fix your personal credit. We're gonna go over this in, I think, the next segment actually. But when you're building your Paydex, okay, that has nothing to do with getting a business credit card from Amex, Chase, or Citibank, right? They're not looking at that. They're looking at your personal credit. They're making sure that your business is structured correctly and all that type of stuff. All right, so yeah, you can work on your personal credit, and then you can be working on your business credit, to build up that paydex score, Experian Business, and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't want to go too deep in that because we're gonna tackle that. Yeah, we're tackling that segment too. All right, we're gonna tackle that segment too. All right. Be right back.
King Credit Services.
Big shout out to King Credit.
King Credit Services.
King Credit Services.
Shout out to King Credit.
King Credit Services.
Big shout out to King Credit.
King Credit Services.
King Credit Services.
Shout out to King Credit Services.
King Credit Services. This is not the wrong.
Here at King Credit Services, we believe in changing lives, just like the clients you've seen. With over 150 five-star reviews, we've helped countless people take control of their financial future. Our expert team works to remove inaccurate, outdated, and unverifiable items from your credit report, boosting your score the right way. You'll get a personalized strategy, real results, and a clear path to better credit. Don't let bad credit hold you back. Take the first step today. Schedule your free consultation now.
All right, let's get back. All right, what's up over here on Instagram, actually? All right, we're back. Segment 2. Let's jump into it, man. We're flying by. Man, this little hour goes by so quick. For the people that just listening, welcome. I'm Louis Bland with Financial Freedom Hour here every Saturday, 1 to 2 p.m. on The Answer. We're talking about how to turn bad credit into business credit. If you need help with that, you're trying to get funding, you're trying to fix that personal credit, go ahead and reach out to us. If you're listening live on the radio, go ahead and shoot us a text, or go to shoot us a text at 844-689-0199, or you can go to kingcreditservices.com. Check us out. All right, schedule that free call. If you're listening, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, you guys know what to do. You shoot me a DM. All right, segment 2. How to build business credit the right way. All right, because there is wrong ways and there's right ways to everything. All right, so set up your business like a lender wants to see it. All right, like a lender wants to see it. I'm not going to go too deep into all the entities. We're just going to go with an LLC. Easiest one to register, really easy to do. You can do it on your own. You can go to your Secretary of State, do it on your own. EINs are free. Or you can go to a site like Bizee, Bizee.com. They used to be InkFile, right? Bizee, Bizee.com. You can literally go on there, okay? Choose your state, choose LLC, choose which plan you want. They have they have 3 tiers. Okay, I always choose the highest tier because you get the most stuff, you get the most bang for your buck. But yeah, you can go there, click your state, click LLC, and they will literally file everything for you. They'll even get your EIN and stuff too. Really, really easy to do. All right. You can do the expedited filing, which can be done in like 48 hours. Right. So on Monday, you can file your business. On Wednesday, you'll have your docs. All right. So right after you get your docs, okay, you get your articles of incorporation, you get your EIN and all that good stuff. We're going right down to the bank. All right, we're getting us a big business checking account. Now, depending on what type of industry, or Nexus code, right? That Nexus code is like how your business is identified. Okay, so there are some industries, that are a little frowned upon, and I wish I would have knew this, earlier in my career. Some businesses are frowned upon. So actually credit is actually one of them. Financial, anything type of financial, real estate is kind of frowned upon. There's a whole bunch of other ones, but you just want to do something super generic, right? Consulting, enterprises, like something super generic. If it's a brick and mortar, that works too. All right. But soon we get that LLC, get our documents, we're going straight to the bank. Okay, and I suggest you get at least 2, okay, or even 3, okay, because it's going to help us out a lot later on, right? I'll break that down in a second. But go down to Chase, okay. All you need is ID, birth certificate, your EIN, articles of incorporation, and you're in there, right? Open up that business bank account, put a little money into the checking, a little money into the savings. All right. Then we're going to go down to a credit union or 2. Okay, go down to a credit union or two. We're gonna open up a checking and a savings with them also. Put a little money in each. Okay. I would say, you can use companies like Regis, right, to get that business address, and Ring Central to get that business phone number, and you can use Gmail, like the G Suite, to get that business email. But I've been seeing a lot of companies, a lot of business owners getting approved for business credit. They've been using their home address. You're right. I wouldn't suggest that, but I've seen a lot of business owners getting away with that. So it's going to be up to you. I would suggest you get an actual business address, right? Regis, get an actual business phone number. You can get like the Ring Central app, right? And just put it on your phone. So you got your, got a couple different lines on that one phone, or you can go get you a whole new phone for the business. That's up to you. Then that custom email. All right. You don't want to have a Gmail. All right. You don't want to have a Gmail. All right. You want it to say, your name at businessname.com. Right. So we have, contact sales at kingcreditservices.com. All right. Open vendor accounts. All right. Open vendor accounts. Stacey, I'll be right to you. 1 second. Let me finish this segment, Stacey. Hold on. Open vendor accounts, net 30 accounts, but know what they're really for. Okay. You can open net 30s, but just know what they're actually for. Right? They're going to be building up that paydex score. All right? They're going to be showing up on that Experian business report. Okay? That's what those net 30s do. All right? They are not going to help you on the business credit side with the bank. All right? So I just want you guys to know that beforehand. Right? But if you have a good paydex score and, Experian business and Equifax and all that, you can use that to get vehicles, equipment, that type of stuff. But I'm talking strictly for business credit cards. That paydex score is not really going to help. All right, not really going to help. These accounts will help you build your paydex score with Dun & Bradstreet and Experian business. All right, let me go over here. Stacy B on TikTok. Hello, how can you remove yourself as an authorized user if the owner is not willing to remove you? They're not willing to remove you. You can file you can go to ftc.gov, right? You can use that as like an identity theft type of situation. Yeah, you can do that. I'm confused on why they won't want to remove you though. Yeah, that's a little weird. Why they wouldn't want to remove you. All right, let's get back to it. All right, important warning. Net 30s do not help you qualify for real business loans or high limit credit cards. Okay? They help establish your profile, not your fundability. All right? So just keep that in mind. Okay, but you can go get you some vehicles and all that good stuff, but when it comes to the actual bank, yeah, they're not rocking with that. Relationship went bad. I never had a card. Okay, so you got added as an authorized user, and then the account just reported on your credit report. Yeah, that's actually kind of common. But yeah, Stacy, if you need some more assistance, go ahead and shoot me a DM over there on TikTok, and I'll get you right. All right, what banks and real lenders are actually looking for? Okay, revenue, business bank activity. All right, time in business. Okay, revenue, business bank activity, time in business. Like I even hear some people saying, "Oh yeah, I just open up a business bank account and I just put 10,000 in there." All right, and just let it sit. That can work to a certain extent, right? But you're not going to get the max. Okay, so you want to be actually using these business bank accounts. All right, a clean and strong personal credit profile. All right, a clean and strong personal credit profile. All right, especially if your business is new. Why would a bank give you money if your personal credit is trash? That does not make sense. Okay, I know the gurus on Instagram tell you otherwise, but that does not make sense. All right, if you don't believe me, walk into Chase right now and ask them. Hey, can I get some money? What's your credit score? 400. No, that's a negative. All right. A business that makes money, not just one with vendor trade lines. All right. Next step, apply for revolving credit after foundation is built. So after you got a couple of those net 30s, then you can go ahead and get, some of these other easy cards. Capital on tap. All right. Divvy. Okay. Even the Amex Blue Cash, right? After you get your personal credit right, Amex Blue Cash is a good card to get. All right. Common mistakes that sabotage you. Let me delete that. That is not right. The main one I see is that Gmail, right? They don't want John Doe 4848 at gmail.com. Okay. Have a professional email. All right. You can go to Outlook. So if you go to like GoDaddy and get your website and stuff made, you can also use Outlook, right? So yeah, you can do that too. Applying too soon with only vendor accounts. I've been talking about this the whole time, right? You got 10 net 30s and you go to Chase like, hey, I need a business credit card, and your personal credit is still trash. Even though your payday score is good, your Experian business score is good, but your personal credit isn't good, right? The bank don't like that. All right. Not separating your personal and business finances. All that commingling, all right. You got to stop that. That's what the business bank accounts are for. All right. That's what the business bank accounts are for. And, I wish someone would have told me this, when I was starting my business, because, I did, commingled a little bit, personal stuff and business stuff. You make some money on the business side and then you use your business credit card for personal stuff. And, but that's going to come to haunt you come tax season, man. It definitely comes back to haunt you. Oh, man. Yep, let's go. All right, so 3 common questions you can expect. Let me see. If net 30s don't get me real funding, why use them at all? So you're using net 30s to build your business credit score so you can go get equipment and vehicles for the most part. All right. When should I start applying for revolving business credit? You can start applying for revolving business credit once your personal credit is decent. Now, it doesn't even have to be amazing. Okay, it doesn't even have to be amazing. Let's say you got 6, 7 open accounts, couple credit cards. You want decent limits, right? 5K and up on those limits. Like the total amount you want at least, 10 to 15K, like all together, right? When you add up all your business, when you add up all your credit cards, you want that total limit to be, 15K plus, right? 10K plus. Okay. What else? No negatives, of course. Okay. No charge-offs, recent late payments, collections or nothing like that. And decent credit age, right? A couple years of age. Yeah, it does not take that much to get approved for these business credit cards. All right, it does not take that much. Okay. When should I start? Get that one. Can I build business credit without revenue? Yes, you can build business credit without revenue. All right. You can get approved for business credit cards without revenue. All right, without revenue. Like if you got a brand new business, they're just gonna depend heavily on your personal credit. All right, very, 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 very doable. All right, Stacy, I have an 809 FICO personal score and 3 business cards. How do I build my business credit? I mean, you've already done it, Stacy. So you got 3 business credit cards. So those 3 business credit cards weigh super heavy. So, you're already doing it. You did it on accident. So good job. Good job on that. All right. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back.
Still paying rent without boosting your credit? You're missing out. Rent payments usually don't count toward your credit score, but still paying rent without boosting your credit? You're missing out. Rent payments usually don't count toward your credit score, but Rent Reporters fixes that. With Rent Reporters, your on-time rent payments get reported to major credit bureaus, helping you build credit fast. Stop wasting your rent. Start building credit with the bills you already pay. Try Rent Reporters today.
All right, quick commercial break. We are back. 5, 10, 15. What about 15? All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. If you're just joining, welcome, welcome. We're talking about how to turn your personal credit, how to use your personal credit to get business credit. All right. Again, I'm Lewis. I'm the host of Financial Freedom Hour here on The Answer every Saturday, 1 to 2 p.m. Now we are about halfway through. All right, from bad to bankable, my 3-phase strategy. All right, so we actually have a plan specifically for entrepreneurs that want to fix their personal credit, get some education, start that business, all right, and then eventually get funded in that business. All right, I call it bad to bankable. You can go to kingcreditservices.com and it's on there. You guys can check that out. So phase 1, all right, is always fixing that personal credit, right? Disputing accuracies, finding violations, suing, getting settlements and all that good stuff, right? It's a collective effort though, okay? It's a collective effort. Yes, we do all the heavy lifting, but you need to be paying your balances down, of course. You get your own client portal, right? So you can take pictures of notices you get in the mail, your credit reports. You can just take a picture and upload it to your client portal. We make it really, really easy, all right? You need to be paying your balances down, okay? Paying your balances down. Adding positive accounts, we help you with that. All right, we help you with that. And, the goal is to get to a score, build that profile up where lenders stop saying no. All right, stop saying no. Okay, phase 2, build business foundation. All right, we help you form that LLC. We help you get that EIN. We help you get that DUNS number, right? We help you, when I said NAICS code, NAICS, all right? NAICS. We help you with the industry you're going to go in. We help you with that business name and all that good stuff, okay? Open business checking, get a couple net 30s to establish your file, all right? And with the business bank account, I see a lot of people, they're kind of ditching the brick and mortar, which is okay, but you still need, a brick and mortar and maybe like a credit union. But, like companies like Bluevine, Novo, there's a couple other ones, right? These are good too because you can just go online and get your business bank account within 5 minutes, right? Super convenient, super easy. But you're still going to need like a brick and mortar, all right? Still going to need a brick and mortar. A business checking account with an actual brick and mortar bank. All right. Reminder: net 30s are not for getting real money. They're just a data footprint. All right, data footprint. Okay. Phase 3. Let's get some money. All right, let's get funded. All right, apply for business credit cards and lines. Once personal credit is clean, all right, business checking shows deposits, right, a little bit of revenue. Profiles complete with a few vendor trade lines. All right, we're going to use fintechs, relationship with banks and brokers for best approval odds. So I kind of skipped over this part. All right, relationship with banks. I didn't realize how important this was. It's very, very important. Okay. So the first step of relationship with a bank is just, how many points of contact or how many accounts you have with that bank, right? You get you a checking, okay? You get you a little savings, right? Certificate of deposit or something, right? So you get you a couple of accounts with them, right? You're getting deposits, you're earning revenue and stuff. But then once you've been with that bank a little bit, then you can go to like an actual account manager or like a, sometimes with the credit unions, sometimes like the senior managers or the underwriters are actually in the banks and some are actually in the building at some credit unions. All right, so that's super, super important, right? So fintechs, relationship with banks, and brokers for best approval odds. All right, so bad to bankable. If you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to build that business credit, you're trying to get funded, you're trying to fix that personal credit all in once, okay, we have a plan for you. It's called bad to bankable. All right, wherever you're watching at, go ahead and shoot me a DM. Again, if you're watching live, shoot us a text, or you can go to kingcreditservices.com. You can shoot us a text at 844-689-0199. All right. Let me see. Can I follow this process even if I'm still employed full time? 100%. 100%. I think you should start when you're fully employed. That's the best time to start your business. Okay. I'm not really for all this, burning the boats and There's no plan B, no plan C. That is not smart. All right. That is not smart. Okay. If you have a good 9 to 5, right, you got a good job, okay, you're earning commissions, you're in sales, whatever you're in, then you can start your side hustle, right? You do your job 9 to 5, okay, and you do your side hustle 5 to 9, right? I don't have to be those specific hours, but what I'm trying to say is you want to be working on your side business, okay, after your actual job. And then eventually, right, your side hustle becomes your job, right, or becomes your business. Okay, so it can replace your income that you were getting from your actual job, right? So if you're employed, okay, that's the perfect time to start your business, right? I'm not burning no boats, all right? When I was teaching, that's when I started, working with the credit and stuff. So I had a full-time job, all right? So I think it's best when you're employed, that's the best time to start your side hustle and all that good stuff, okay? What kind of business activity do lenders want to see? Very, very simple. They just want to see some transactions. All right. They want to see that you're using that bank. They want to see that you're using those cards and stuff like that. Right. They don't want to just see you put $1,000 in there and then you don't touch it for 6 months. That's not that doesn't make sense. Okay. So simple activity. All right. Simple activity. Now, some things can backfire. So if you're in a service-based business or if you're selling products and stuff like that, and you're getting a lot of chargebacks, okay, that's not good. All right, that is not good. So you always want to try to handle the situation with the client because usually it's just a communication error or the client thinks they didn't receive their product because it went to their junk folder or their spam folder, right? That happens to us probably 10, 15 times per week. Hey, I didn't get my product. Do you check your spam? Oh, here it is. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to leave a bad review. Why? I didn't get my product. Do you check your spam folder? No. They check the spam folder and it's in there. Oh, so sorry. Thank you. Happens all day. Okay, so let me see. Does owner contributions count? It can. Yeah, it can. So if you're going to do, that's a good question, Donnie. All right, so as an owner contribution, you don't want to just, in the beginning, right? A lot of us fund our own businesses, right? So in the beginning, you depositing money in there, for the first couple months, that's cool. But eventually they want to see like actual other transactions get in there, other deposits get in there too. So some people are very, very creative. Some people are very, very creative. I've seen some people, they're selling like $100 product or $50 product or something. I've seen some people, they'll buy it themselves, right? So the $50 looks like they got a sale, then that sale gets deposited into their business bank account. So now that looks like you're generating revenue, right? I'm not saying to do that, and I'm just saying what I see some people do in the beginning. All right, so it's going to be up to you. But yeah, that's a good question, Donnie. Donnie over on Facebook. Donnie over here on TikTok. He said that's smart. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Actually, I haven't checked Instagram. Oh, there it is. LinkedIn. No questions over there. Okay. Stacy, what's going on? So do I not need an LLC to build business credit? Only have an EIN now and DUNS number. So technically you're a sole prop then, Stacy. So if you didn't file, if you didn't get your actual articles of incorporation and all that good stuff, then yeah, you're probably just a sole prop, I'm guessing. Yeah, you need some type of entity. Now, can you get business credit being a sole prop? Yeah, but it's not going to be the maximum amount. Okay, you're not going to get the max. You're not going to be getting the 25, 50, 100, 150. Okay, you're not getting that. So you actually want to have some type of entity. Okay, all right. Let's go. Big John, what's going on, man? All right, what kind of business activity? I already went over that one. Is your Bad to Bankable program DIY or full service? Full service. All right, the Bad to Bankable is full service, y'all. Okay, meaning you're working directly with me. Okay. You're working directly with me. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be able to do that because a lot of people has been getting that product. So yeah. So but as of right now, you'll be working directly with me with that Bad to Bankable program. Again, we help you with your personal credit. We help you establish that whichever entity you want. I suggest an LLC. It's really easy. And then once you start making a little bit of income, all right, 40, 50K a year, then we can change the tax classification, right, to an S corp. Okay, you want to do that because with the LLC you're kind of getting double tax. When you transition to an S corp, it kind of goes through, and it's kind of that's a little advanced, but yeah, once you get into that program, you start making some money. We definitely help you out. All right, yeah, so definitely full service and not DIY. All right, segment 4, perfect timing. Let's go. Moises on TikTok. That is a really weird question. I cannot say that on the air. I don't know what's going on over there, man. You okay over there, man? Oh my goodness. All right, let's go. Segment 4. We always like to end it off with some some consumer finance news, kind of what's going on in finance and stuff like that. So new IRS rule. Brendan, you seeing this? You see that second one? I feel like he's actually been on one of my lives before. I think he almost got me with that one. Yeah, he almost got me with that one before. Yeah, see. Yeah, that's one of the things when you're live, you guys, when people listening live, yeah, there's some people with some bad apples. We'll just say that, right? We'll just keep it right there, some bad apples. All right. Let's go. So new IRS rule, 600. If you spend 600 plus transactions, now trigger a 1099K. I actually think this got changed actually earlier this month. But the rule was, once you spend 600 plus on like PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, right? After you spend 600, you're going to get a 1099K. They're going to start taxing you on that. Okay, so that's reportable income. All right, so but I think they increased that baseline. All right, increase that baseline. So TikTok shop. All right, so my business owners, this is a bit. We're talking about business. So my business owners, if you are selling products, okay, physical products, right, soaps and mugs and T-shirts and whatever you're selling, okay, you need to be on TikTok shop. All right. You need to be on TikTok shop. I sound like Gary Vee right now, but you need to be on TikTok shop. Okay. TikTok shop is still a gold mine. All right, it's still a gold mine. Okay, so if you're selling physical products, get on TikTok shop. All right, and go over there and make some money. Okay. But it does. TikTok now requires full IRS details to open up a shop. So they're kind of they're kind of growing a little bit. They were letting a lot of stuff slide. So, but now you have to do your full IRS details to open up that shop. What's up with Meta? Meta's ad manager is using AI. Oh, that's right. So Meta, if you're running ads and you're using Meta Business, Meta's ad manager is using AI to scan your personal info. All right, which keeps everything together, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. But yeah, the social media platforms, if you're selling stuff on there, if you're running ads on there, they're just asking for more information. All right, data is gold. All right. What happened? Oh yeah, about 16 million. Oh, billion. That's what it'd be. Oh man. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, that is very, very scary. And I was reading into it. It was malware. So this wasn't like a regular breach. This wasn't like a regular one. Yeah, this is scary. Like, so they hacked people's accounts that are still active and stuff. So people don't even know that their account can be hacked. So yeah, that's you definitely want to be changing those passwords. If there's definitely somebody like me that uses, the same password for everything, I have to change it up a lot. So, but yeah, definitely go in and change those passwords. Apple. Yeah. just change the letter in the front. Change it to a capital. Oh man. All right. Where we at? All right. So yeah, let's close up. Yeah, if you need any more credit, business credit, financial, budgeting, anything like that, make sure you follow us at King Credit Services on all social media platforms. This is the Financial Freedom Hour podcast, so we are live. We're everywhere. Spotify, Apple. Go check out a couple of episodes. We're starting to get a little buzz. We're starting to get a lot of 5-star reviews. So, you know, you're driving, working out in the mornings and stuff like that. You want some financial education, go ahead and check us out. If you need help with your credit, budgeting, or business funding, you know where to go. If you're listening live, again, you go to kingcreditservices.com, or you can text us or call us at 844-689-0199 for a free consultation. Lastly, if you want to sponsor the show, we need some sponsors. All right, contact at kingcreditservices.com. I'm Louis Bland, the host of Financial Freedom Hour here at The Answer, every Saturday, 1 to 2 p.m. It's another beautiful Saturday here in San Diego, so I hope you guys be safe out there. All right, enjoy the beach, and I'll talk to you guys next week. See ya. He said pictures in 7.